Alright, welcome back to another part of the Turbo 350 rebuild. I'm getting ready to finish up the internals on this case here, and we're checking the end play. And you want it to be about between 20 and 30 thousandths. I got a filler gauge here, and I don't really have a dial gauge to check this because some of them they take and bolt to this hole on this case here. And then you can take the other end and put on your input shaft. Then when you pull it all the way up, you're supposed to put a filler gauge in, and it's supposed to measure like 30 thousandths. I don't have it like that. I've seen another video on YouTube on how to do it. You can get a pair of vice grips and put it against the pump there, and take the filler gauge, put it between the vice grips and the stator. You can check that way, and that's about the way I'm gonna probably do it because I don't have a gauge. So I apologize, I know these videos ain't the greatest. I'm trying to do the best I can. Feel free to leave a comment below. My main intentions of these videos, of this set though, is to help people out. So let's get this pump back in here, and let's check our end play here. And you don't want to install a gasket yet. I'm leaving that out. So leave that gasket out for now. But don't forget to install your thrust washer, which is this right here. Alright, so here's your thrust washer here. Don't forget to install this, because if you leave that out, and if you have shims, it'll throw your end play way off. So make sure whatever you pulled out, mine has just a thrust washer. They're different thicknesses, but you want to make sure and reinstall that to check your end play. And there's a little notch on the pump down here that this end lines up on. So y'all can see that right in there. There you go. That end goes down there like that. So let's get this pump installed back in the case and check our end play. Alright, I'm getting ready to install our pump here. You want to be gentle with it. Just take your time. Now I've already put a little mark on the case there, just to line everything back up. Now mine's not all the way seated yet, but now it is. You want to make sure these bolt holes are lined back up. So I put a little mark on my case here, and a little mark here, so it keeps everything lined up. The pump only installs one way, because if you look all the way around it, these are actually closer, and these are closer too. It's only one way it can really install. So I'm going to take and it has no gasket underneath the pump here. Make sure and leave that out to check your end play. And these are your pump bolts right here. And you should have 8 pump bolts. And for now, they give you new sealing washers, which are these right here in the kit. But for now, we're going to use our old ones. So we're going to reinstall these all the way around. You should have 8 of them. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And just snug them up. Do this in a star pattern here. And that way it keeps everything going easy. Never force nothing on this, because this is aluminum case. Very careful with it. Never force nothing. If it's not going, take the bolt back out, take the pump back out, and check the threads. Make sure they're clean, because you don't want to cross thread anything on. This is aluminum case. You got to be very careful with it, because it's gentle. Just be very gentle. So I'm just going to snug these down in a star pattern, and I'll show y'all how to check the end play. Alright, I'm just going in a star pattern here. A couple threads at a time. Being gentle with it. These are a 1/2 inch socket, by the way. And those bolts for the inside the pump, to take the 2 pump halves apart in the previous video, that's a 1/2 inch as well. Just a little tip out there. Let's see if I can tighten these by hand. See, they're going pretty nice and smooth too. That's what you want. Never force nothing on this case. This is an aluminum case. You don't want to mess nothing up. And these bolts actually got a little sealing washer on them. They come with it in the pack that you replace those. But I'm not going to do that until I check the end play, make sure it's correct. So I've checked it earlier, and it's right within specs, but I'm going to show y'all how to check it and how I did it. May not be the perfect way of doing it, but it gets it pretty close. So what you want to do, just snug all these up all the way around. Now the pump's all the way in there. And don't forget to leave, there's a little rubber seal that goes around the pump on the outside. Leave that out for now, because it makes it easier to get this pump in and out, because we got to pull it out one more time to put that seal on the outside and the gasket underneath, but we're not going to do that until you check the end plate. End play is when you pull up on this input shaft. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but it's when you pull this input shaft up, how much up movement it has. It's hard to do. If y'all can hear that. And I checked mine earlier with the filler gauge here. The max it can be is 30 thousandths. So I've checked that. And what you do is you can take a pair of vice grips, you clamp them on here. You can just be careful, don't do it too tight. But clamp them on here. You can actually put a rag around them. It's better to put a little rag around the splines there, then put a vice grip on there, and then make sure it's completely, it gets this stator here. And you pull this input shaft all the way up. And then what you do is you take your feeler gauge here, and it said the max was 30 thousandths, so I pulled a 215 thousandths gauges out here, which makes it 30, and you're checking between the stator here and underneath those vice grips. Now you can get a